All right, everybody, welcome to the second part of the first guitar class lesson. In this lesson, we're going to be going over the song Dayo. That's going to be the first song that we've learned in class. So, as you can see, Dayo has 3 chords in it. Actually, it has 2. It has 2 chords in it, which makes it one of the easiest songs to learn. The only chords that we have are D and A7. All right? So, looking at our chord chart, we can see that D uses 1, 2, and 3. Our first finger is on the G string. Our second finger is on the B string, and our second finger is on the E string, and our third finger is on the B string. All right, and I'm going to show you that on our guitar. Okay, so for the D chord, you can see I have my first fret, and then I have my second fret. My first fret is always the one that's closest to the headstock. I'm using my left hand to play it because I'm right-handed. So my right hand is near the sound hole, my left hand is on the headstock. And we're going to put our first finger. You remember how we numbered our fingers in the class? It was 1, 2, 3, 4. First is pointer, second is middle, third is ring, and our fourth finger is our pinky. We're not using our thumb ever. Okay, so for the D chord, we're going to take our first finger, our pointer finger, and we're going to put it on the G string, So when we're numbering the strings, we go from 1 to 6. 1 is always high E, and 6 is always low E. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put my finger on the third string, the G string, in the second fret, in the second box. The first is always closest to the headstock, so the one right next to that, okay? I'm going to put my first finger on the G string. I'm going to put my second finger, my middle finger, in the same fret. We're still staying in the second fret. I'm going to put my middle finger, my second finger, on the first string, the high E string, okay, all the way at the bottom. That's what it should sound like, okay? For our third finger, our ring finger is just going to come around, and it's actually going to go in the third fret, in the third box, and we're going to put it on the second string. We're going to put it on our B string, okay? And this is what it should sound like. Okay, when we are playing it, we do not strum the low E string, okay? So we're gonna always skip this first string, the one that's closest to your face. We're not gonna play that one. We're gonna start from the A string, okay? That's our D chord. First finger on the G string in the second fret, second finger on the E string, the high E string in the second fret, and our third finger is on the B string in the third fret. Okay? So feel free to just strum along. But that's what it should sound like. For our second chord, the second chord that we're going to use is A7. I know my 7s look a little bit like Fs, but it's A7, okay? So for that chord, it's easier than D. We're just going to use 2 fingers. We're going to use our first finger, our pointer finger, and we're going to use our second finger, our middle finger, okay? So I'm going to take my first finger, I'm going to put it on the D string. The D string, the fourth string from the bottom, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to put that on the second fret, okay? Then we're going to take our second finger, our middle finger, and we're going to put it on the, second string, the B string, okay? So our first finger is on the fourth string, the D string. Our second finger is on the B string. There's a string in the middle that we're not playing. We do not want to touch that string, okay? It is the G string. We're not going to touch that string with our fingers because if we do, it's going to sound bad. It's going to sound muted, and it's going to be a different chord. We're going to be playing a different chord, okay? So make sure that our fingers are only on the G and the B string, okay? And this is what it should sound like. Again, we're not playing the low E string when we're strumming this chord, okay? Yes, that's what A7th should sound like, okay? when we are changing from A seventh to D, because we're going to be doing that a lot in class and through this song, one thing that I want to show you is it's really easy to change. We're going to take, so we're already at A seventh, right? To go to D, what we're going to do is these two fingers, our first and our second finger, they're best friends. They're going to jump together. This finger, our top finger, our first finger, is going to move to the third string, the G string, and our second finger, our middle finger, is going to move to the high E string, okay, the first string. So do you see how I did that? First I was here, and then they both move down together, okay, like this, from G and B to, sorry, from D and B to G and E, okay? And then when we want to go back to D, we're going to take our third finger and we're going to bring it over and just add it on to the B string. Okay? And then again, if we want to go back to A7th, take off the third finger. These two jump up like best friends. One string. You're only moving one string, okay? Moving up and down, okay? And then for D, this comes back around and bam, you're in D, okay? So let's feel free to practice this with me a few times. I'm just going to do 4 strums of each chord a few times, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. D. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. A 7th. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. D. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. A 7th. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Feel free to replay that section as many times as you want. Slow it down if you want to go a little bit slower. But yeah, now that we have our 2 chords learned, why don't we go to the song, Dayo? Okay, it is a pretty easy song. I hope you can see the words properly. But this song is basically broken up into 3 sections. There's the first section that's like at the top, that's all the way at the top, that goes like, Dayo, Dayo, daylight come and I wanna go home. Okay, so that line is just repeated twice, if I can find my finger there. 1 and 2, that's our first section. And I'm sorry, I'm a little bit sick, so I'm not gonna sound the best in this video. And then we have the second section that goes like, come, Mr. Tallyman, tally me bananas. Daylight come and I want to go home. And that's our second section. Our third section is 6 hand, 7 hand, 8 hand bunch. Daylight come and I want to go home. 6 hand, 7 hand, 8 hand bunch. Daylight come and I want to go home. Okay, so those are our 3 sections. And the reason that I've kind of split them up into 3 sections is not only because that's how the song goes, but because the amount of strumming that we're going to do for each chord in each of those sections is going to be different. Okay, not hugely different. You'll see a few patterns, but it'll be a little bit different. Okay, all right. So for the first section, as you can see, for the first line, it's going to be D, A7, D, A7. But the amount of times that we strum that are going to be a little bit different. For the first bit, Dayo, Dayo, we're going to strum D 4 times, okay? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. When we switch to A7th, we're only going to strum that twice, okay? It's going to be 1, 2, and then for 3, we're going to go back to D, 3, and then 4, we don't strum anything. I know it's a little bit confusing, but I'm just going to go over that a few more times, okay? So for that, all we're looking at right now is Dayo, Dayo, okay? So just this section, Dayo, Dayo, okay? So it'll be like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll go back to D. And then for daylight come and I wanna go home, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, So we're going to strum D 4 times. A7th, we're going to strum 3 times, and then the 4th strum is a rest. So we don't strum anything. So this is going to be what it sounds like. Daylight coming, I wanna go home. Okay, we're going to play that all together. So starting from Dayo, remember 4 strums of D, 2 strums of A7th, 1 strum of D, rest, and then 4 strums of D, 3 strums of A7th, rest. Okay? I know that sounds a little bit confusing, but when you see me play it, it'll make sense, okay? So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then for the second line, it's pretty much the exact same, but when we play our last 3 strums of A7th, instead of having a rest at the end, we're going to go back to D, okay? So it'll be like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so again, we're only playing 2 strums of A7th. Sorry, I messed that up a little bit. But 2 strums of A7th and then 1 strum of D, okay? And that's basically our entire first section. So it'll be like, Dayo, Dayo, daylight coming, I wanna go home. Dayo, Dayo, daylight coming, I wanna go home. Okay? For the second section, it's just come, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana, daylight coming, I wanna go home. This is a really easy section because we're just gonna do 4 strums of each chord, kind of. Okay, so it'll sound like this. Come, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana, daylight coming, I wanna go home. So we're kind of repeating what we did with the first section where our last A7th that we play, we're only going to do 3 strums, the 4th strum is a rest. Okay, so it'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. For the second line, it's going to be pretty much the same, but for the A7th, we're going to do 2 strums of A7th and then 1 strum of D and then rest for the last A7th, okay? So it'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now we have our last section, which is 6 hand, 7 hand, 8 hand bunch. And also I'm running out of time, so this might have to be a 2-parter. Okay, but it's basically really easy. We're just going to do 3 counts of D, and then same thing with A7th, where it's 3 strums of A7th and then rest. Okay, so it'll sound like this. 6 hand, 7 hand, 8 hand bunch. Daylight coming, I wanna go home. Rest. 6 hand, 7 hand, 8 hand bunch. Daylight coming, I wanna go home. Okay, so it's going to be 3 times that we're playing each D, sorry. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4.